Hello, hi. In today's video of my likes and lessons, like you rightly read from the thumbnail, is from a book by Jim Collins titled Good to Great. Why settle for good when you can be great? The word great is taken far too lightly. With the number of companies in the world, it's not for the obvious great companies like Coca-Cola and the rest. Basically, this book is a leadership book on how to lead your company to greatness. Not just your company, but at least you will learn to do better rather than being stagnant. Don't get used to being average. Step up. So let's dive in already. My likes. The first thing I noticed and liked was the title, Good to Great. Yeah, I like it. Then the second one is the back cover. Because I like red colors, I'll say I like it. Then the third thing I learned from this book, the one praise that came from an individual is from Peter Drucker. The rest are from publishing companies. Companies like US Today, Fortune, Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, Fast Company and Business Week. It speaks volume, not just in integrity, but in sales too. You know what I mean. And the next thing again I like about the book, you know how I like authors with gratitude and humility? Jim Collins went as far as dedicating a whole page to acknowledge members of Good to Great research team in a group photo. I like that. He took his time to list their entire names. In fact, if you're from his hometown or live in Colorado, you might want to check because your name might also be there. Not forgetting to mention how he acknowledged his wife, Joan Ernest. I like that. Then I like Jim Collins' sense of responsibility. In his word, he said, I hope this effort meets their approval. Any failure to reach that standard rests entirely with me. Wow, that's a sense of responsibility right there. I like that a lot. Next thing I like about the book, the sixth thing I like about the book is that Jim Collins took his time to write this book. 5 years. That's including the research and writing. I'm definitely copying that. Then the seventh thing I like about this book, Jim Collins opens each chapter with a quote from other people. Of course, it's a common pattern for authors, yet I like it. Then the eighth thing I like about this book, Good to Great. I like the graphics illustration too. The ninth thing I like about the book is 21 people worked in the research. Isn't that awesome? Tell me why I shouldn't like such a team effort. Last but not the least thing I like is the foxes and hedges adjective. That was so on point. I like that too. So here are my lessons. I learned a lot too. I don't just like, I learned too. The first lesson I learned from this book, Good to Great by Jim Collins, is not to settle for average. The first chapter's title says it all. Good is the enemy of great. You can be better than average. Then the second thing I learned is that I learned that it is possible to grow from just good to great. The Walgreen case study. The next thing again I learned from this, just like in the case of the examples from the studies, I learned that sometimes you don't have to primarily focus on what to do to be great. Rather, focus on what not to do. That is what to stop doing. In other words, your stop to-do list is quite more important than your to-do list. Then the fourth lesson I learned from this book is the basic concept of a leader is someone who can combine personal humility and professional drive. The fifth lesson I learned is a lot of business leadership skills to learn from this book. For instance, getting the right people is far more important than almost everything. In other words, people are not your most valuable asset. It is the right people. Do you get that? It is the right people that are your most valuable asset, not the people. The who and for what. Get the book, please. Then the sixth lesson I learned is put your best people on your biggest opportunity, not problem, as a leader. Then the seventh thing I learned again from this book is to move your company from good to great, you need discipline. Discipline people. Discipline thoughts, discipline action. The next thing I like, this book emphasizes more on being the best and nothing less. You need to get your own copy of this book to understand what it actually takes for you and your company to succeed. I mean, to go from good to great. I learned that it's also good to be the hedges type of leader that focuses on one thing and executes flawlessly, rather than being clever like foxes and greedy with lots of focus. The 10th lesson I learned is the ability to get and keep the right people in an organization is underrated. If you have to grow to a certain level, you need the right amount of people to implement it. I know it sounds obvious, but this book really reinforces that, especially the fact that it came from a real research. Then the 11th thing I learned from this book, Good to Great, is you don't give people more than what they deserve, because it actually affects the right people and can drive them away. Know when to draw the line. Be firm. Don't try to waste your time managing the wrong staff. Try moving them once or even 2 or 3 times to other positions where they might blossom. That's Alan Watson's Obstacle City suggestion. If you watch this video till now, you are the exact type of person we need in this channel. We don't want to let you go without reminding you to subscribe and check out our other videos if you are yet to. Specifically, we share contents related to business and personal development skills. So it's okay to ask any question in the comment section in line with that. Have you read this book? What other lesson have you learned that I forgot to mention in this video? Share with us, and I will see you in the next video. God willing. Bye.